Okay, great. Great. All right, so Chef Wally Cummins in the house. You're listening to Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We are excited that he's here and he cooked for us once again. We've been snacking on all this food and he's going to walk us through. But first, I want to talk about sous vide.
Yeah, so sous vide, people, when you say I'm going to sous vide something, people are like, oh, that's fancy. And it's like the furthest thing from fancy. It sounds like it is by name, but it's really just cooking something in water at a precise temperature. And there's several tools out there. I use an Anovo, like it goes into a water and it just circulates the water at whatever temperature. Obviously, each food requires a different type of temperature. Obviously, steaks, you want lower. Chicken, you got to cook them higher to get them cooked. But the good thing about chicken and sous vide is, like a chicken breast, you can sous vide it at like 145 degrees for an hour plus, because it pasteurizes the meat and actually makes it cook to where it doesn't have any like bacteria or anything inside of it to hurt you. So that's what keeps it juicy. But it's so simple. I tell people all the time, it's like a crock pot, but a fancier version. And you can put stuff in there. Like my wife and I will do the chicken breasts from Costco weekly, sometimes twice a week, and you'll get them out of the freezer. There's 2 in a pack, so it's perfect for us. Drop it in there for an hour, pull it out, sear it, which is the critical part of all sous vide. Chef Ann Burrell says brown food tastes good, and that's a great quote, because
I love that.
When it comes out of the sous vide, it does not look very appealing because it's just like a yellow looking piece of chicken. And then so you got to dry it off and then hard sear it in a skillet and slice it up, put it on sandwiches, put it on salads, whatever.
All right, I think this is the key. So you sous vide it and then finishing it off is important.
Correct, in a skillet.
Okay.
And you got to get your skillet just ripping hot when you do it. And it doesn't take very long to finish it. So once you pull it out of that sous vide, it's only a few minutes and it's ready. And you don't have to let it rest. You don't have to really do any of that because it's cooked at the exact temperature you want it. And if you're cooking steaks for a group of 6, 8, 12, it's really difficult to grill that many steaks and get them all right without overcooking or undercooking one. So you can drop those steaks in a sous vide and it's basically foolproof. You're not going to mess it up. And then you look like you're a great chef when you really didn't overcomplicate it. You worked smarter.
Okay, so when did you start? Why did you start? Where did you see it? Online, a friend?
So I was
Why and when did you start sous vide?
I was at a wedding reception, and it was steaks were on the menu, and every steak came out perfectly cooked, and I was like, and it was like cooked perfectly from end to end, top to bottom, and I was like, how did this happen? And I asked one of the people, and the guy was like, we sous vide our steaks. It's like the only way to cook them for 150 people and have them done at the right time. And so I started looking into it, and then this was when I lived in my other house, so this is well over 10 years ago. And I've had the same cooking devices and everything for the whole time. So it's like when you buy it, you can keep it because you don't really use it that much. You use it once a week for 2 hours, and then you put it up. So and then I have tried all kinds of stuff, but I always come back to the chicken breast. That's like the best everyday, weekday meal you can cook with it.
How long did you sous vide the chicken?
If you drop it in there frozen like I do, it's about an hour and a half. But if it's thawed, it's an hour.
Okay.
That's how long it takes to truly pasteurize it and get it cooked to where it will not hurt you.
Okay.
At the lower temperature, which makes it juicy. You can taste that chicken. It's not dried out chicken breast like people think because chicken breast is extremely difficult to bake, grill.
Yeah, because
whatever.
when you grill it, it's hard for it not to be dry.
Exactly. That's why you almost never see grilled chicken breast unless it's like a super healthy item on the menu.
Right. Okay. An hour and a half frozen, an hour not frozen.
Yep. At like 145, 147, somewhere in that vicinity.
Is that same thing for the wings?
No, the wings got to be done higher. The wings are done at 165 because they got to be cooked a little bit more than that chicken. And you can't really the wings are going to stay more moist just by nature of the wing.
Right.
And then you're frying the wing after. So that doesn't hurt the moisture of the interior of the wing. So you sous vide the wings at 165 for about the same amount of time, then flash fry them, and then do them whatever you want. All these are dry or sort of dry with the hot honey, but you can put barbecue sauce, you can put garlic, Parmesan, whatever you want on them after. But we typically do them dry.
Give me a little showcase. Show me a little. Prop that plate up of food.
This one?
Yeah, just a tad, so we can see the.
Why don't I come over here?
The quality of it.
And the steaks, another.
Tell me where
that's
it
good
is.
right there. Oh,
With the steaks, there's a filet and then there's a
Right
top
there.
sirloin. And the top sirloin is obviously a cheaper cut of meat, but that top sirloin sous vide like that almost eats like a filet for one third of the price.
It's fabulous.
What
Yeah.
a look.
Of course, you cooked it rare.
Yeah, that's
Which
rare
is the way to
plus
go.
rare. Yeah, you can't overcook a sirloin; it just doesn't have enough fat in it.
No.
You gotta get a ribeye or whatever. You need to cook a ribeye more just because of the fat content in them.
Sure.
But and I don't like to necessarily do ribeyes and strips and stuff sous vide because those are more of an event grilling and cooking on the grill and getting that good sear, burn, char on those. This is really sous vide and is really for leaner cuts of meat. Just in general, to keep them moist and keep them cooked right and not overcooked.
Out of Bounds, ESPN 1.